Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dollars for Organizations and Club Workshop. My name is Dhruvisha Budhani, and I'm the ASI Vice President of Finance.
Hi, everyone, and my name is Elizabeth Juarez Lopez, and I am one of ASI's accountants, and welcome.
So we usually first ask students what ASI is, but today we're just going to zoom through the presentation. ASI is a nonprofit corporation that's aimed to help students through experimental learning, student services, leadership opportunities, and by advocating on behalf of students. As a Sac State student, you're already a member of ASI, and ASI is supported by student fees and various grants and not by university or state budgets.
Here are some of ASI's departments and services, today we just want to highlight ASI Student Shop and the ASI Accounting Services, which are two of the departments and services that offer various services to club members. At ASI Student Shop, club members can visit the shop to deposit any club money, and for accounting services, you can contact us in case you want to transact any reimbursements or any payments that you wish to pay upon based on your club funds.
So what is DOC? DOC is Dollars for Organizations and Clubs. It's a funding. The purpose of the DOC is to support Sac State students in their endeavors to increase the quality of campus life and learning. How much DOC money do you get? It's $600 per fiscal year, and the allocation of DOC funding into club account may not exceed $800. If exceeded, the funding will cease until the monies are used, which means if you have $1,800 in your club account through ASI, and if you haven't used on $1,800, we are gonna seize it back and put it back into DOC funding.
And here are some of the DOC guidelines that we have. Awarded funds are on a first come, first served basis. Funded events and activities must also be open to all Sacramento State students. This last point we want to highlight is if a club account with ASI allocations becomes dormant longer than 3 years, those monies will return to the DOC funding budget allocations for that fiscal year. So anything that is not used within the 3 years, they will return to the DOC funding budget.
So who is eligible? DOC funds are from the ASI budget and are given out to recognized clubs and organizations on campus. So if you're a club or organization on campus who's recognized, DOC funding is for you. The club or organization must be in good standing with the SOL office, which is Student Organizations and Leadership Office. Next is how can you apply for DOC? So we have completely eliminated the DOC application process. So here's what you actually need to do to get your DOC funding. First, you need to complete the SOL club registration process. Second, you need to submit a club agreement form or a CAF through the online link, which is also through the SOL office. Once your CAF, which is club agreement form, is approved, DOC funds will be transferred to your club account. So as long as you go through the registration process and you have a updated and completed CAF, you will already have DOC fundings available and transferred to your club account.
Now we will go into detail of what can DOC be used for. So these are just some of the categories or items that you can use DOC funds. So club promotional items, if you want to purchase any club t-shirts or sweaters, DOC can be used for that. Conferences, registration fees, equipment purchases, and so much more, just as long as you fall within the DOC guidelines. And if you guys have any questions on what to use DOC funds, you can always email ASI Accounting Services, and you can ask if what you're planning on is covered by DOC, and we can help you with that.
So now what is DOC actually not used for? There's clear guidelines of what you cannot use DOC for. Any campus events or activities that are not open to all Sacramento State students, you cannot use DOC for that. Items, events granted to DOC cannot be resold or charged admission fees. Honorariums and our speaker fees, gifts, gift cards or random drawings and raffle prizes due to California state laws. If a request is not in compliance with DOC guidelines and or GAP, the generally accepted accounting principles, you cannot use DOC for scholarships, donations to other organizations, clubs, nonprofits, etc. You cannot use DOC for alcohol, tobacco products, recreational drugs, and firearms. You cannot also use DOC for funding requests for travel to any of the subjected AB 1887's travel prohibition list, all the states that are banned. And if exceeding budgeted DOC funding allocations for the fiscal year, if we run out of the DOC money, you cannot use DOC for that because we don't have it anymore.
So how can you access the DOC funds? So I want to highlight that DOC is a reimbursement fund. So reimbursement is contingent upon meeting all requirements stated in the DOC rules on the ASI website and approval by the ASI Director of Finance and Administration. So here are the steps to get reimbursed. So first you have to collect original itemized receipts once you make the purchase. And then we will need the supporting documentation and the complete mailing address for the party to be paid. All of this information is important because we need to have that proof in order to reimburse the person that made the initial transaction. And then second, you have to complete an online check request form via our online job form. So here, right here, we have our QR code where you can access the job form check request. And each person who paid needs to fill out a check request. So just follow the instructions on the job form and select to use DOC funds once you're prompted to. I want to highlight this other note right here that the party submitting the online check request must be an authorized signer on the CAF, on the club agreement form. So the authorizing figure cannot be the same individual to be paid. So keep that in mind when submitting the check request. And on to the next slide. And whenever we're looking at your documentation, once you're submitting the form, once you submitted the form, please keep in mind that you must make sure that the receipts that you're submitting are legible. They must be official. So when we're looking at receipts, they must have like the vendor's name, address, and phone number in case we need to contact them to get more information on what it is that you purchase. Third, the invoice does need to be itemized, which means they has to list everything that was purchased and the amount that was paid. If you're paying with credit card or debit card, so we require confirmation of the card ownership. And then another thing is additional sales tax. Since we're in California, we're subject to 8.75% tax. Anything that's below that, we will have to charge additional sales tax to meet the state law. And then any tips that are over 15% total, we only reimburse up to 15% total in tips. So keep that also in mind. And these are just some examples of what it is that we're looking for.
At this point, we usually ask if any of the students have any questions. However, since this is recorded, if you do have any questions regarding opportunities and funding, please email me. My email is asivbfinance@csus.edu. You can also come through in my office hours, which are Wednesday 12 to 1:50 p.m. and Thursday 3 to 10 p.m.
If you have any questions regarding reimbursements and what comes after submitting your club agreement form, and if you already have the funds, you can also contact ASI Accounting Services. Here's our email, asiaccounting@csus.edu. Our phone number is listed on here, 916-278-2231. And here are our office hours. Actually, our office hours have been updated since. We are open from 8 through 5 p.m. So, and this is we are located in the Union 3rd floor, room 3230. So if you have any questions about reimbursements, please contact us. And thank you for your attention.
Yeah, thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, please email us on the following emails. You can also take a screenshot of the slide. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you.